My girlfriend said, "Decide by the weekend, or I'm going back to my ex." I calmly replied, "All right, I'll go by the ring." She thought she had won. While she went to meet her ex, I packed all her belongings, there wasn't much, and placed everything outside the house. I also left a note. When she read it, she came back to me in tears. But by then, I had already made a decision, one she never saw coming. I'm 29 years old, work in IT consulting, and until 3 days ago, I thought I had my life figured out. My girlfriend Amber and I had been together for 2 years. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue, hit it off talking about terrible Netflix documentaries, and moved in together after 8 months. Things weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. I was wrong. Our apartment was small, a one-bedroom in the city with barely enough closet space for one person, let alone two. Amber worked in marketing, had an unpredictable schedule, and lately had been coming home later and later. She'd say it was client dinners or strategy meetings. I believed her because why wouldn't I? We'd talked about getting engaged. She'd sent me Pinterest boards of rings. Her parents knew my parents. We were supposed to be building something. But over the past month, something shifted. She became distant. Started arguments over nothing. Why I left dishes in the sink. Why I worked late on Thursdays. Why I didn't plan more spontaneous dates. I tried harder. Made reservations at places she liked. Surprised her with flowers. Asked what was wrong. She'd just say she was stressed about work. Then came Thursday night. I'd gotten home early for once. Picked up Thai food from her favorite place. And was setting the table when she walked in. She didn't smile. Didn't even acknowledge the food. Just dropped her purse on the counter and stood there, arms crossed. "We need to talk," she said. My stomach dropped. Nobody starts a good conversation that way. "Okay," I said slowly. "What's going on?" She took a breath. "I've been thinking a lot about us. About where we're going. And I need to know if you're serious about this relationship or not." "What do you mean?" "Of course I'm serious. We've talked about getting married." "Talk, yeah. But you haven't actually done anything about it." Her voice had this edge to it. "I'm almost 30. I can't just wait around forever while you figure out if I'm good enough for you. That's not fair. I've been saving for a ring. You know that." She laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. "Right? Saving. How convenient." I set down the takeout container I was holding. "Where is this coming from?" "You know what?" She looked me straight in the eye. Aaron reached out to me. Aaron. Her ex-boyfriend from college. The one she dated for 3 years before he cheated on her with someone from his study group. The one she cried over for months. The one she told me she never wanted to see again. "Okay," I said carefully. And he apologized. For everything. He said he's changed, gone to therapy, worked on himself. He asked if we could get coffee and talk. My jaw tightened. "Did you?" "Not yet. But I'm thinking about it." I stood there, trying to process what she was telling me. "You're seriously considering meeting up with the guy who destroyed you?" "He didn't destroy me. We were young. People make mistakes. He slept with someone else while you were together. And maybe I wasn't giving him what he needed." She shrugged. He explained it in his message. How he felt neglected. How I was always busy with school and my sorority. I can see his side now. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "So what are you saying?" She stepped closer. "I'm saying I need you to make a decision. Are you going to propose to me or not? Because Aaron is ready to commit. He told me he realizes now what he lost. He wants me back. This is insane." "No, what's insane is wasting 2 years with someone who can't commit." Her voice rose. "You have until this weekend. Decide. Propose, or I'm going back to Aaron. At least he knows what he wants." The ultimatum hung in the air between us. Part of me wanted to tell her to leave right then. But another part, the part that had spent 2 years building a life with her, felt panicked. "That's not how this works," I said. "You can't just threaten to leave and expect me to." "I'm not threatening. I'm being honest about where I'm at. I love you, but I need more than promises." She grabbed her purse and headed for the door. "Where are you going?" "Out. I need space. I'll be back later." The door slammed behind her. I stood in our kitchen, surrounded by lukewarm pad thai and red curry, feeling like I'd just been hit by a truck. My phone buzzed. It was my buddy Tyler. "Hey man, want to grab drinks tomorrow?" "Been a minute." I stared at the message. Then I texted back. "Yeah, I really need to talk." Friday morning, I called in sick to work. I hadn't slept. Amber had come home around midnight, gone straight to the bedroom, and locked the door. I'd spent the night on the couch, replaying the conversation over and over. Around 9, She emerged wearing the outfit she knew I loved. Black jeans, a soft gray sweater, her hair done up. Going somewhere? I asked. Meeting a friend for brunch. Which friend? She hesitated. Does it matter? If it's Aaron, yeah, it does. She grabbed her keys. I need to figure things out. You have until tomorrow night. Think about what you want. And she left. I sat there for maybe 10 minutes, rage building in my chest. Then something clicked. A strange calm washed over me. I pulled out my phone and texted Tyler. Change of plans. Need your truck this afternoon. He responded immediately. Done. What's up? Tell you later. I spent the next hour going through the apartment systematically. Amber's clothes. Surprisingly little of them since she'd left most of her stuff at her parents', just in case, went into boxes. Her toiletries, her books, her random decorative pillows that I'd always hated. Everything that was hers. The lease was in my name. The furniture was mine. The deposit was mine. She'd moved in with a suitcase and some attitude, and that's basically what she'd leave with. Tyler showed up at noon with his pickup truck and a confused expression. Dude, what are we doing? Moving her out. His eyes widened. Oh shit. What happened? I told him everything while we loaded boxes. He got quieter as the story went on. So she gave you an ultimatum, he said finally. And she's probably with him right now. Yeah. That's cold, man. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm done being sorry. We finished loading everything. I carried it all downstairs and stacked it neatly by the building entrance. Then I went back up and wrote a note. Kept it simple. Amber, you said to decide by the weekend. I have. You wanted me to go buy a ring, so I did. I'm buying myself one to remember never to settle for someone who threatens to leave whenever things get hard. Your stuff is outside. I'll leave your key with the doorman. I hope Aaron is everything you think he is. But if not, don't come back. We're done. I taped it to the biggest box. Tyler offered to wait with me, but I told him to go. I wanted to be alone when she came back. She showed up around 7 that evening. I heard her voice in the hallway, heard her confusion as she talked to the doorman, then heard her footsteps running up the stairs. She pounded on the door. Open up. What the hell is this? I took a breath and opened it. She stood there, mascara streaked, holding the note. You can't do this, she said. You can't just throw me out. Actually, I can. The lease is mine. You're not on it. But we live together. You can't just. She tried to push past me. I blocked the doorway. Did you meet him today? She froze. That's not. Did you meet Aaron? Her face crumpled. Yes. But nothing happened. We just talked. You gave me an ultimatum and then went to meet your ex. What did you think would happen? I thought you'd fight for me, she shouted. I thought you'd realize what you were about to lose and step up. Instead, you're throwing me away like I'm nothing. You're the one who said you'd leave. I'm just helping you keep your word. She started crying. Full on sobbing. I didn't mean it. I just wanted you to show me you cared. I needed to know I mattered more than your stupid timeline. So you threatened to go back to a guy who cheated on you. Real healthy, Amber. Please. She grabbed my arm. I made a mistake. I was scared and stupid and I panicked. But I love you. I don't want Aaron. I want you. I gently removed her hand. You don't get to do this. You don't get to make me prove myself by threatening to leave. That's not love. That's manipulation. It's not. I wasn't trying to manipulate. Yes, you were. And you know what? It worked. Because I spent last night wondering what I did wrong, how I could fix this, what I needed to do differently. But I woke up this morning and realized I didn't do anything wrong. You did. She was shaking. I'll fix it. I'll do better. Please. What did Aaron say when you met him? She wiped her eyes. What? When you had brunch with him, what did he say? She looked down. He said he still loved me. That he never stopped thinking about me. That he wanted another chance. And what did you say? I told him I needed time. I laughed bitterly. Needed time. While you were giving me a deadline. That's rich. It wasn't like that. I wasn't going to actually. You know what I think? I think you wanted to keep me as backup while you tested the waters with him. And when you realized he wasn't the perfect fantasy you'd built up in your head, you decided to come back to safe, reliable me. That's not true. Then tell me what happened at brunch. Honestly, she hesitated too long. That's what I thought. I stepped back. The doorman has your key. Your stuff is downstairs. Tyler's sister has a spare room if you need a place to crash. I already texted her. You can't do this. We can work through this. No, we really can't. Because even if I took you back, I'd always wonder if you were staying because you wanted me or because Aaron didn't work out. I'd always be waiting for the next ultimatum, the next threat. I'm not living like that. She dropped to the floor, sobbing. Please. I'm so sorry. I love you. It took everything in me not to cave. But I thought about my future, years of this cycle, always wondering if I was enough, always competing with some fantasy version of her past. Goodbye, Amber. I closed the door, locked it, sat down on the couch, and put my head in my hands. She stayed outside for maybe 20 minutes, crying and occasionally knocking. Eventually, I heard her go downstairs. Heard Tyler's sister Melissa's voice greeting her. Heard them leave. My phone started blowing up. First Amber's friends, telling me I was heartless. Then her mom, asking what happened. I didn't respond to any of them. Just turned off my phone and sat in the quiet apartment. Update when it's been 3 weeks. I'm doing okay, I think. Better than I expected. The first few days were hell. Amber texted constantly, alternating between apologizing and blaming me. Her friends showed up at my building twice. I didn't engage. Finally, I blocked her number and social media. Tyler's been a lifesaver. He took me to the gym, forced me to leave the apartment, introduced me to his kickball league. Sounds stupid, but having structure helped. Last week, Melissa told me Amber asked her about me. Apparently, things didn't work out with Aaron. Shocking, right? They lasted exactly 6 days before he started acting jealous about her texting her friends. Melissa said Amber's been staying with her parents and is in a really bad place. Part of me felt bad hearing that. A small part. But mostly I felt relieved that I'd dodged a bullet. Then yesterday, something weird happened. I ran into Amber's best friend Lauren at a coffee shop. She walked straight up to me. Can we talk? She asked. Not sure we have anything to say. Just give me 5 minutes. Please. Against my better judgment, I sat down with her. I need to tell you something, Lauren said. About Amber and Aaron. My stomach nodded. I don't need details. No, you do. Because it's not what you think. She took a breath. Aaron never reached out to her first. She reached out to him. About 2 months ago. I stared at her. What? She initiated everything. She'd been messaging him for weeks before she told you about it. I saw the messages. She was the one asking to meet up, telling him she missed what they had. I felt sick. Why are you telling me this? Because she's telling everyone you abandoned her over nothing. That you're the bad guy. And it's not fair. You deserve to know the truth. Why now? Why not before? Lauren looked guilty. Because I was trying to be a good friend to her. But watching her trash you when she's the one who blew everything up. I can't do it. It's not right. I sat there processing. All those fights we'd had over the past month. All those accusations about me not being committed enough. She'd been talking to Aaron the entire time. Probably trying to line him up as her next relationship before ending ours. Does she know you're here? I asked. No. And she'll probably hate me for this. But you should know. Lauren left after that. I sat in the coffee shop for another hour, coffee going cold, trying to figure out how I felt. Angry mostly, but also strangely free. Because now I knew for certain that leaving was the right call. Update 2. It's been 2 months now. Life is genuinely good. I got a promotion at work, senior consultant, better pay, more interesting projects. I've been hitting the gym consistently and actually enjoy it. Tyler and I took a weekend trip to the mountains. I even went on a couple dates, nothing serious, just seeing what's out there. Last night, though, Amber showed up at my building. The doorman called up first, asked if he should let her in. I almost said no, but curiosity got the better of me. She looked different, tired. Her hair was shorter, less styled than before. She stood in the hallway, nervous. Hi, she said quietly. Hi. Can we talk? Just for a minute. I leaned against the doorframe, didn't invite her in. What do you want, Amber? I wanted to apologize. Really apologize, not the half-assed stuff I said before. She wrapped her arms around herself. You were right about everything. I was manipulative. I was using Aaron to make you jealous, and I was talking to him behind your back way before I admitted it. I was scared of commitment, but too proud to admit it, so I made it your fault. Okay. I appreciate you saying that. I've been in therapy, trying to figure out why I sabotage good things. Why I hurt people who care about me. She met my eyes. I really did love you. I still do. But I understand if that doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't, I said, not unkindly. Not because I hate you, but because love isn't enough when there's no trust. She nodded, tears forming. Are you seeing anyone? That's not your business anymore. Right? Sorry. She wiped her eyes. I should go? I just needed you to know that I know I screwed up, and that you deserved better. She turned to leave, then stopped. Did you really buy yourself a ring? I smiled slightly. Yeah, actually did. Titanium band. Wear it sometimes to remind myself I'm worth not settling for less than I deserve. She laughed, sad and short. That's very you. Take care of yourself, Amber. You too. She left. I watched her go, and for the first time since this whole thing started, I didn't feel angry or hurt or anything. Just neutral, like she was someone I used to know. I went back inside, heated up leftovers, and called my mom. We talked for an hour about nothing important. Her garden, my dad's terrible golf game, my cousin's new baby. Normal, good stuff. Later, Tyler texted, "How you doing, man?" "Really good, actually," I typed back. "Drinks this week?" "Hell yeah. Proud of you." I looked around my apartment, finally feeling like just mine, and realized I was proud of me too. Because here's what I learned. When someone gives you an ultimatum, they're not asking you to choose them. They're asking you to choose their version of the relationship over your own self-respect. And no ring, no promise, no amount of love is worth that trade. I chose myself. And 2 months later, that still feels like the right decision. Actually, it feels like the best decision I ever made.